So we have had quite a journey as of late looking at renditions of Predaking and how they still sort of stack up in 2018. Of course, we've had changes in market variation and prices and collector interest and demand, and they've all affected where these guys fall in the lay of the land. And today I'm going to kind of give a final verdict. I don't have a bot in my hands right now because there's a number of things to kind of cover here, including what ones compare best with more popular figures that we all know and some of us love. We'll see what ones kind of fit best into what collections. This is the final verdict, and I think that the results may surprise some people and might be right on point for others. Stick around, see which one suits your taste the best in the latest GotBot True review. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host as always, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. Please like, comment, share, and so very important now, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, join the community, have your say. Check me out everywhere, have a look at Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor. And finally, we bring things to a close. We give a final verdict, and the thing is, there is no real kind of one definitive answer because it depends on so many factors. But certain ones fit in best in certain places. I already kind of had some opening arguments where I sort of laid out the history of the character. Then we looked at the complete unique toys version and the Jinbao oversized KO version with reference to Feral Rex and Tfc Ares. They all have a place, and of course we have a game changer announcement coming up soon. It'll be interesting to see what's brought to the table with the Titan class entry into this foray, so to speak. I'm kind of excited to cover this, and I'm going to try and do justice to everybody and their differing tastes, because this is not a case of one size fits all at all. How about we stop having a chat here, head over to the table and take a look at what we have, what we can compare, and where fits in where. Well, what a trip we've taken through Predaking land, so to speak. And giving a final verdict on which one is the best one is challenging. There's no doubt about it because it depends on your collecting goals. If you want something to scale with G1, well, of course, go with the G1. It is the quintessential. It was the first, there's no doubt about it. And it's still a great toy. Dated, yes. But you can't deny that it was awesome for its time and it still has a presence even today. If your collecting habits take you to the land of Combiner Wars, then I would say that the one you want to choose is going to be the Unique Toys Warlord. You see it there with a Voyager, Grimlock being in front. You see it there with Computron next to him. And yes, he's slightly bigger, but he's definitely the closest. Made up, of course, of a basically Voyager class body and 4 deluxe class limbs. However, he's not perfect, and if you're not going for a chug scale and a chug collection, he definitely is not the one for you. Well, what if you go to the other extreme? You go to a collection of leader class figures or Masterpiece. Well, if you look at the leader class evolution Optimus Prime from the Power of the Primes line, he's roughly the same size as the Masterpiece MP10. So, when you look at the KO Nero Rex above him, or if you wanted the KO Feral Rex from Jinbao, that would scale nicely with it. You see it also next to the Combiner Wars Devastator, who arguably is out of scale with the rest of Combiner Wars. The fact of the matter is this. For a Masterpiece interpretation, right now, I think that's the best that we have. Will we end up getting other ones in the future? Most likely. Will they be better? Hopefully so. There are issues with the oversized KO, but it does indeed have a stature and presence because of everything there on the table at the moment. I think he stands out the most. And then of course we have the middle ground. You see, if you believe that having a Voyager body and 4 deluxe limbs is inaccurate for this gun. You want 5 Voyager class figures. Well, you have options. You have, of course, the Tfc Ares version, which is noted for being the least stable, though it probably looks the most interesting. It comes in at a significantly cheaper price point nowadays. It didn't originally, but it does nowadays. Of course, the king of all of these is Feral Rex. There's no disputing it, and there probably never was. It's what Voyager class figures should be. It's what a combiner should be, again for display, but it too has its articulation limitations. It'll look great alongside Chug figures, but even the official Feral Rex isn't quite big enough to really scale with masterpiece figures. Again, that might be debatable. I would venture to say to you that he is just slightly taller, and by slightly I mean maybe a ½ inch, only by a hair taller than the Unique Toys offering. It's just that he is so much more bulky because he's made up of Voyagers. The same can be said for the TFC version. And of course, coming up very soon, we will have the reveal of the Titan class Predaking that will be coming, an official release. How will that fit in? It depends. Though we have seen the wing pack and it looks like it's kind of one solid piece, at least those outer edges, the feathers on the outer edge, that seems to be one solid piece, and I have a feeling that that is going to turn some people off. So here's what we have in 2018. The cheapest alternative now is Unique Toys. You can get an entire set for about 120 bucks. Originally he was 500. Not worth that, but definitely worth 120, as it falls right in line with Combiner Wars. Yes, slightly more expensive, but he comes with more add-on parts, such as that glorious huge wing pack. And a really nice head, no less. Next to him, we will have, I suspect, the Titan class figure. Depending on your sensibilities, he would either fit in with Chug figures, or he would fit in with maybe larger figures, Voyagers and Leaders, but I don't think that that one is going to really scale with masterpiece figures either. It will be 5 Voyagers. I really don't expect it to be much larger than the Unique Toys one here. Which begs the question, if you can get the Unique Toys one for cheaper than the Titan class one, then is it worth getting the Titan class one? If that one is only about the size of Warlord there, then is it really a Titan class? Considering previous releases in that size include Metroplex, Trypticon, Fortress Maximus, and even Devastator here, who is significantly bigger than Warlord. Maybe if we get a Titan class at a lower price point. There's a lot there that's still sort of up in the air and will be interesting to see when it's revealed. Next to the Titan class one, or in about the same ballpark, is the Tfc Ares Combiner. He is sort of middle of the road price-wise. You can get him now for about $229. Was he worth $500 originally? No, definitely not. Far too fiddly, finicky, and unstable for that. But for $229, and having 5 Voyager class figures, he may be one that people would want to consider if they like the idea of 5 Voyager figures. Naturally, if we're talking about a combiner made up of 5 of the same size figures like that, and Voyager size, the best one, bar none to get, is Feral Rex, but he's also the most expensive one. Clocking in at still 500 bucks. He has totally retained his value, and it's understandable why. He looks impressive. Sharp, crisp lines and molding. Excellent, lush colors. Great individual bot modes and an impressive combined mode. Though the articulation in combined mode is arguably not as stellar as it could be. And last but not least, if you are a masterpiece collector, yay you, I say for now, because the best offering to kind of scale with those figures would indeed be the Jinbao oversized KO version of Feral Rex. And you can get him for the handsome sum of about $160. You see, when all of these first came out, we basically had 3 versions of Predaking that all cost $500, and the only one that was worth it was Feral Rex. But time changes things, as now those original 3 offerings clock in at 3 different price points. Significantly different price points. And of course now you can throw in a 4th option being the oversized KO. I can't tell you what fits for your collecting habits. That depends, of course, on you. And for those who have held out hope for an official release, well, then you may be very happy with the Titan class figure that's coming. What did I personally choose? While I see merit to them all, for my collecting habits and tastes, I actually went with Unique Toys Warlord. Not because he's the best, but because I think he looks the part fantastically. He was an excellent price point. He lines up so well with Combiner Wars. I actually have room on my shelf for the dude. And honestly, while I'm interested to see and will certainly have a reaction that I'll bring to you guys regarding the Titan class release, I am one of those people that don't think it's going to scale well. Do I think it's going to be as big as Devastator? Possibly. But I'm not convinced of it, though I think the price point will still be up there around that same level. As times change, usually you get less for more. It's just the way of economics in the world. But sometimes you see price drops, and sometimes that can make you look at things in a new light. It certainly did for me, for I was convinced for a long time that I wouldn't get any version of this character. And when I did, I didn't think I would get one that I could be happy with. I'm happy with the Unique Toys version because it works for me and my tastes. Naturally, most people would aim to get Feral Rex, and I don't blame you. If that fits your taste, or if the Ares one fits your taste, great. But I can tell you this now. I have even heard that the Ares one doesn't like to stay stood up on a shelf. And that's unfortunate because he kind of looks imposing in his own way. And of course, if you like the KO, I can't blame you there either. The guy looks stunning despite his imperfections. So there you have it. That's what we have kind of heading into a reveal of a Titan class figure. We have several options that have been out for a long time, and people have debated up and down the line. It'll be interesting to see if the Titan class version can actually find a foothold going forward. I know I'm excited to find out, and I hope you are too. For me, it was Warlord. I like the guy, and I don't regret it for a moment, especially for the price. Had I been someone who paid the original cost for him, yeah, I probably would have the buyer's remorse. And finally, we're back here again. I think it's pretty obvious, I hope it's pretty obvious, that we don't have a definitive answer to the best Predaking. Yes, in terms of styling, display, look, build, and, of course, transformation, Feral Rex is going to take any sort of a debate that there could ever be. He just has such a presence. Even the KO demonstrates that, as you just saw. The KO isn't perfect, and there are certain shortcuts and liberties taken with the original source material. Here's the thing. Depending on your taste, and of course your finances, Feral Rex is probably the way to go for most people. If you want all Voyager class figures but don't have the scratch for that big guy, perhaps Ares is the way to go. Or you might be holding out for the Titan class release. We don't even know exactly how big that's going to be yet. It's just that we've heard that that's going to be 5 Voyager class figures. We'll see how that shakes out coming up soon, hopefully. I know I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. If you want something that truly sort of scales and is in line and has the same aesthetic and look as Chug, it's probably the Unique Toys entry, as imperfect as it could be. And if you are an MP collector, I still have to go with the KO. Even though it has problems, it has the size, girth, and looks detailed enough to kind of fit in that display and have such a stature, such a presence on any shelf. If you've already decided on which one fits your collecting habits and your needs best, then I'm happy for you. But for anybody out there who has kind of been on the fence for a long time wondering which route is the best to go, I hope that this series has helped you to sort of mesh through your own thoughts and find what works best for you. Of course, I chose the Unique Toys Warlord, not because it's the best, but because it fit in with my collection most. Anyway, that's it. Thankfully, we're sort of done this series. Though I am looking forward to bringing you guys my reaction to the Titan class release, or at least the announcement and showcase of it. By all means, feel free to talk to me anytime. I love to hear from you guys. Hit that subscribe button. Stay in touch. Thanks for giving me some of your very valuable time. I hope I've been informative and maybe a little entertaining along the way. And I very much look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit right here inside the videos.